Hello and welcome to today's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This, the constant podcast of us complaining about things that really we probably shouldn't be. But today I'm in control, and I'm here to pose questions for no other reason than my own entertainment. But with us today,
The blurred dawn of the Ville, the Todd Father.
CDO 113, the droid you're looking for.
The experience that some call Jason.
and the token millennial, Tarky. And I'm here to have fun. And by have fun, I mean ask you weird questions about comics and movies that make you have to and force you to answer them. Kind of jumble words there. And all of our questions are going to be nightmare scenarios, just negative all the way. See what you can see if you can make the best of it.
Make a mess or the best?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm totally making a mess of it.
So our first question is going to be just a pretty simple one. Marvel and DC have both decided that the way they're working is two in the middle. They've decided with all their movies and all their comics, they're either going to go extremely kid-friendly or just incredibly violent and adult. They've decided, and it's just going to be a vote. Whatever audience of theirs is bigger, that's the way they're going to go. And you have a vote in this. Which way do you vote and why? We'll start with you, Todd.
Okay, for DC, I go extremely kid friendly because Snyder stands suck. And for Marvel, I go extremely adult. Cause you had family fun with Marvel for 10 years. You can have shit that you can't take your kids to now. What is it? It's Deadpool and Wolverine and, Blade, because, all that shit's good and R-rated. So you still, Punisher's blowing people's brains out and truthfully, when you think about the Netflix Daredevil, if it had been a movie, it'd been R-rated as hell. So
yeah,
I think they can handle it.
So you're just kind of saying they've been doing what they've been doing for a while. Flip them.
Yeah, I'd flip them. I'd literally flip them. That would give me even if you went extremely kid friendly, at least it would give me a Superman that reminded me of the Superman I grew up with. So, yeah, I would probably enjoy that from DC. Oh, look, it's kid friendly. It's, Batman's not branding people. Wonder Woman's not a rapist sociopath. This is nice.
I'm just so happy to see them return to being heroes. You're just like,
Yeah.
hey,
The sun.
I realize this is for 7-year-olds, but man, I sure do love the day being saved.
Yeah, it's literally one of the kind of things where you go to a Superman movie and go, look, the sun's actually out. What kind of shit is this?
Considering you got a hero whose powers are derived from a yellow sun, that.
Wow, it looks like the DC universe isn't just Seattle.
All right. Danny, how about you?
With Marvel, I would definitely go, the violent route because most of the characters in Marvel that I like are the violent ones.
Danny hates women.
Danny doesn't hate women. People are going to start giving us, hate mail because of you saying that. I don't hate women. He hates women. No, I don't.
At least,
but like, I like Punisher. I like Wolverine, Deadpool. I like the characters that are the grim and gritty. DC, I'm torn because I would be if this is their blue, 3-color universe. What would they do with a, everybody's R-rated verse? It's like, how much darker could they get? That's my quandary. It's like, So, I guess I would say grim and gritty for both of them, just out of curiosity to see how much darker things could get.
The Snyder cut the black and white version. So now, not only is it cloudy, there's no color at all.
That might work for some of their characters.
That's on there. You can watch that now. And you can watch that now. It's called the gray version. He went hell. This in morose and depressing enough, it's got too much damn color. So he's got a black and white version of that shit.
Okay.
That son of a bitch has no joy.
I'm
There
sorry.
is no joy in the Snyderverse.
God, he's like, I don't like anything.
He watched that bleak shit and went, God, this is too bright and cheerful. I know what we'll do. We'll make everything black and white.
Wow.
But all right, Danny, you just want to go down a dark hole and just see where it leads.
Yeah, just for curiosity's sake.
All right. All right. Jason, how about you?
Kid friendly all the way. I have
I
seen where the dark goes, the Snyderverse, and I hate it. I'm tired of seeing it with DC. I don't want to see it with Marvel.
I'd like to stop for a moment and go, in asking this question, I did not expect to get almost every variation possible.
Well, how about you, Taylor?
Well, hold on. Do you want to explain a little bit more about why, Jason?
Well, that covered the main thing. Like I said, I'm sick of the Snyderverse.
Hmm.
If I never heard about his overrated ass again, that would just be great with me. But well, like I said, Marvel is. I don't know if I'd call the current Marvel kid friendly exactly. It's certainly not anything I'd hesitate to take a kid to. But in addition to just wanting Snyder as far away from any kind of superhero as possible, I also think kid friendly would give them more longevity. I think people would get sick of the ultra violence with superheroes eventually. I mean, you can look at the difference in the money Marvel's made versus the money DC's made to kind of go, yeah, I don't think the bleak works for superheroes. Not if you want to do the entire universe like that.
No.
And this is, of course, if I have to choose one extreme or the other. If I could just, buffet style it, mix and match what I wanted, then yeah, you'd have a violent Wolverine movie and a violent Deadpool movie. But then your Captain Americas and your Thors would be a little more, a little more on the level of what we've been getting.
In a good story universe, period, there's a mixture of the dark and the comedy.
But yeah, if I've got to pick the extremes, yeah, I'm sick of the ultra violence out of DC, so let's just get rid of that, period.
You mean you don't like seeing the superhero universe through the eyes of a dog? And not like your family dog, but like one of them dogs from the commercials where it's pouring rain and the dog is shivering in the box. That's the Snyderverse, man. It's one of them dogs looking at the world. It's like, God, why do I keep breathing? Existence is pain.
All right. A good variation here. I was expecting, I don't know, I was almost expecting everyone to want Marvel to be squeaky clean and just kind of, and the only real disappointment be in DC. Kind of glad there's more variance in us than just going, we want DC to go back to what it was and Marvel to keep doing what it's doing. Happy to see changes. Now, on another list of changes, the next scenario is Marvel's fed up with their writers.
As am I.
So they've decided to fire every single writer.
And then that's you.
And you get an option. Everyone can submit their own story. Marvel will have a team review them and then have a mass vote to let a story in. But if you put a story in to be voted on, you don't get to vote. Do you think you have a story you could put in that people would vote high enough for that you'd want to put in, or would you want to sit back and just be a voice in the vote?
I think I would just be a voice in the vote.
Oh, come on. You don't want to try to write Punisher once? It's your only shot. You could write a Punisher story, Danny. I'm just saying.
Yeah. There are
don't influence his vote. He wants to sit in judgment.
There are a few characters that I think I could come up with a thing, but I think I would still be the type to sit back and go, all right, I want to see what other people come up with, and then I get to critique and vote whether or not it's worthy of my watch.
So your answer is you want to sit in judgment.
Yeah.
You want to sit above in judgment and go, this is crap.
Yes.
Waiting for you. That's your honest thing. He talked you into, well, maybe I can write bullshit. You want to sit in judgment. You want to sit up on one of them big eye judges things in the shade, in the shadow, and point down with nothing but your finger.
I was not influencing him. I just wanted him to understand that he had a shot at greatness if he wanted it.
Write a story for.
Or he could sit back and decide who wins.
Yeah, there are a few characters that I think I could probably write a decent story for that character, but as a whole, would I rather sit and I will judge thee? Yeah, that's what I would do.
All right. What about you, Todd?
Right. I've got stories.
If you don't mind me asking, what characters would you be aiming for?
I think I can do the Avengers pretty good because I'm an Avengers holic. I think I do better. I think if I took a shot at something, it would probably be Avengers or one of the Avengers related characters. I might do decent on Black Panther. But like your team books, I'm pretty sure I can do a team book pretty good.
So you'd want to write something where like all the characters are there and interacting, but you don't have to go too in depth on any individual, and you can kind of stick to just the problems they're facing.
Yeah, I would tell a story that was or I would try and tell stories to get back to the good old fashioned supervillain formula. Where the villains aren't shades of gray, the motherfuckers are evil, and the heroes are heroic, and you kind of want the hero to beat the living hell out of the villain, throw him in jail for a while.
Where the heroes are on the back foot for a little while and have to climb their way up to victory.
You give a decent, you give a decent villain. You put the heroes in a struggle. Then as any sane person knows, the hero's gonna come out of it, but you want to know how. So I would write. Surprise! I knew you thought with all my shit, you thought I was gonna be sitting there in judgment.
No, I honestly
burn it.
I honestly figured you would pick
right. Yeah, hell, I'll write. Damn that.
I'm glad to hear you'd throw your hat in the ring. It's just to me it just seems the more fun option is to try to write a story. But
so
Jason, your input?
What I would probably want to do, and what I actually would probably, let me put it this way. I think I would want to write. Actually, given the opportunity, though, I think I would keep my vote. Just because I know how bad I am at actually completing tasks that I start for myself. But if I wrote, there are...
Harsh shade of realism in here.
Well, it's got
I'd absolutely love to write. But in the real world, I don't think that would work out.
Yeah, just being honest. It's not your scenario. So.
I appreciate the honesty.
But there's a few stories I would like to write. Kind of like Todd, I'd probably do something team-based or at least ensemble cast. There's a few, I guess I'd say plot holes kind of stuff in the Marvel Universe I'd like to fix. But it's obscure stuff that I doubt anybody would care about. Or I'd be using obscure characters, I'm a big Quasar fan, but, I may be the only one.
Which would make winning a vote a lot easier. Which Quasar story do you want? 1 or 2?
Well, you make a fair point there. But yeah, I would probably just take the vote and vote for stories that were kind of steering the universe in a direction that I like.
Who'd have thought my judgmental ass was the only one that threw his hat in the ring? Fuck it, I'll write this shit. Well, I think my brilliance is how you've been doing it wrong all this time.
See, I think with you that would fit because you are such a Marvel zombie that and keeper of the knowledge that you could write a story that not only filled in gaps that Jason mentioned, but would drive a plot that people go, ooh, I like this. Where like mine would be more character centric, and I would put a character, like a single character, in a situation that I don't know that they've ever been in before and give them that moral quandary. And that might not be, I don't think that's what some people want to see.
See, and the trick is, I was looking at that, figuring the way this turned out, I figured it would be flipped. Because I figured I would be the one that was sitting in judgment going, this is all crap. And you and Jason would be the writers because both of y'all run games. So you're already used to it. That was me going into this. I was sitting there going, yeah, I'm probably, if I was outside of this, that would have been my thought.
Now, if the option had been, would you rather write a group book or an individual book, or just sit and vote on both of them? Yeah, individual book, that I might do, but a group book, I'd pass on the group book since I'm already running a group thing, running games. I could concentrate more on just an individual character that I like,
Well, I
But
mean, that's how I started this for you, was like, hey, you could try to write the Punisher. I try to slide that to you as like the softball.
You
like,
really want Danny to write
Thing
something.
is that his truest answer was, I'd vote.
yeah.
So
He wants to hang back, look at it, and go, I would prefer to be able to read these things. And I appreciate that and the honesty from all of you.
I've seen your work.
And I'm glad Todd has had a moment in the sun going, I want to win, and just stepping out in the ring. But now let's flip to a nightmare scenario on the DC side. So, but this one takes a little prefacing. Do all of you remember the Hanna-Barbera team-ups that happened a couple years back in DC?
I didn't read them, but I remember them happening.
I remember them happening, but I didn't read them.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I only read Speed Buggy and Flash. But that was sitting in my head going, what if we had to make a single permanent Hanna-Barbera DC hero team up? You're forced to. You have to pair a Hanna-Barbera character with the DC hero, and they're stuck together.
I know mine.
I don't know why I'm surprised that I'm not surprised. What is it, Danny? You go ahead, take this one.
Aquaman and Jabberjaw.
I was sitting there going, I bet he's gonna say Aquaman and Jabberjaw.
Since a lot of people already consider Aquaman nothing more than a joke character dating back to the Super Friends, that would fit the motif.
Yeah, something where Aquaman's powers go wild now. All of a sudden, everybody can hear the fish talk.
Yeah, but it's Jabberjaw, so people, it's a shark. It comes on land, But that just, to me, like, okay, yeah, that would work for me.
So you wanted to mash up two things that kind of sort of fit together.
Yeah. See, Aquaman and Speed Buggy wouldn't work.
Not particularly well, no.
See, Jabberjaw was always one that cracked me up as a kid. And then Aquaman's ability to talk with, sea life. But all of a sudden, wait a minute, y'all can hear him too? Aquaman thinks he's the only one hearing the conversation. And then people start answering Jabberjaw, and he's like, does everybody have this power? To me, that would be funny.
Todd or Jason, do either of you have a matchup you would like to bring to the table? If not, I'll field it for a moment.
No, I actually have one, but mine was actually going in just the opposite of Danny's. Because, like, I would pair up, like, Damian Wayne, his Robin, and, like, the Herculoids, and defy the writer to make that little son of a bitch pertinent in something where you're fighting giant monsters.
Well, I don't know. The humans in those fights would become pertinent sometimes, so it'd be doable.
I would put him on something where he was inferior to Gloop and Gleep. Now you little murderous bastard. Fight that thing. Some, 90-foot tall, armor-plated crap thing. Yeah, go out, swing your goddamn sword at that, you little sociopath.
Well, considering the dad on the Herculoids is using it, was it a slingshot?
Yeah, a slingshot, but he had explosive rocks. He shot the same shit. He shot Tundro crap. Because I'm figuring that's what that was, because, Tundro shot it out of his
horn.
Out of that horn. You think that was a horn? That was an extended booty. That was an anus.
Probably. In a dark DC universe,
You had to have something, cause hell, you never saw that shit just laying on the ground. Where you getting all these damn explosive rocks from? Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to. You have a little boy there. What do you think my job is? Oh God!
I gotta sort through the explosive poo. Find the right size for the slingshot.
And that's it. Then you have Snyder directed.
oh, that would be fucked up. Damien would be the one little source of sunshine.
Ain't no sun in this fucking universe. You give that shit up. You get to see Damien crawling through the cracks of Tundro's ass looking for the rocks because it's dark and dank and I used to be rich. Oh God!
This has gone a very strange direction that I'm uncomfortable with all of a sudden.
All right, Jason, how about you?
I would not go into it trying to sabotage anybody. Not even Aquaman. It'd be a toss-up between me whether I'd go with Space Ghost or Birdman. But I might go like, Space Ghost and Legion. Which, though, that's a DC team. So we'd go individual, say, a Green Lantern. And do space stories with a character, or Space Ghost and... who is it? Captain Comet. Yeah, we'll just pair him up with one of DC's space characters and go with it.
Almost went Batman and Dynamite.
A little too on the nose.
So we can fix him and make him competent.
Or go Birdman and... I'm trying to think of a good person to team with Birdman.
Birdman and Hawkgirl.
That occurred to me. She got sick of Hawkman constantly trying to reinvent himself and it not working, so she's just hooked up with Birdman.
He at least knows what he is.
Yes.
He's good generic. He's
a
everybody.
half-decent lawyer.
But no, I would not go with the lawyer thing.
You wouldn't go with Harvey Birdman?
No.
Just regular
I just
Birdman?
said not sabotaging stuff or trying to make a joke out of anybody. But yeah, I would take one of the Hanna-Barbera superheroes that I like and fit him into the DC universe.
All right.
Well, I've read the Future Quest, Hanna-Barbera's Future Quest back when they were doing those weird crossovers. Or no, that wasn't the crossover. That was back when they were doing that weird run of Hanna-Barbera books. But the one that was worth reading was Future Quest, which, it took mostly their serious superhero stuff. I mean, they threw in the Impossibles and like Frankenstein Jr. too, but it gave you a decent superhero story with like them and the Johnny Quest characters and stuff.
So you're kind of reaching into the familiar of like, they've done this before, so I can work with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I had to make that choice, I'd make something I didn't think would fail immediately. Space Ghost and Birdman work with superheroes.
I'm telling you, mine would take off like gangbusters. The only thing you gotta do is go Zack Snyder's Herculoids. They'd be everywhere. Yeah, Zack Snyder's Herculoids. Cool.
Zack Snyder's Herculoids and Robin.
Yep, Zack Snyder's Herculoids and Robin. Oh man, it's everything I ever wanted. It's Batman, it's Joker, and it's...
Well, I also assumed he was talking about comics, not the movies, but I guess.
Yeah, I was.
Hey man, but J.J. Abrams got a Spider-Man book out right now.
Ooh, what's it a copy of?
Huh?
I said, what's it a copy of?
It's almost him channeling Snyder because it is the most depressing shit you've ever read in your life.
So he's copying Snyder this time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, repeat Abrams don't do original. He was copying.
Dead.
Now, I do want to include my own on this, just because I found it funny when I thought about it, was Batman and Yogi Bear, where Yogi Bear is a recurring villain.
I was about to say, where are you going with this one? Because I don't see
The
Yogi
Bat
Bear.
Cave was really Yogi's cave, and he's pissed about it.
Yogi just keeps escaping because he's smarter than the average bear. The thing is, it's an entire story where Batman is confused at how a bipedal bear is escaping him.
You find out Yogi's got prep time.
Yogi is literally just a bear smart enough to know. Yeah, the only hero in Gotham is Batman. I just have to learn how to escape this one man.
Man, I was in the middle of taking a drink when you said that about smarter than the average bear. I about spit my drink all over place.
You know, it's still somewhat serious. Batman's still doing Batman things, but if Yogi Bear shows up, Batman's just always worried. You know, he'll
It's
try
also
to,
kind of a shout out to the Batman 66 verse, because you're sitting there and you're going, well, old chum, you, I could see that.
Batman would try to grappling hook on a corner and it would just be buttered. The grappling hook would just slip off.
It makes me think of Batman's lamer villains like Condiment King and Calendar Man. Yogi could just fit right in with those.
I'm seeing Batman 66, where you got Batman and Robin, and then I'm seeing Yogi and Boo Boo, and it's like, oh my God.
See, that's not what I'm picturing. What I'm picturing is like Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. And a fucking bear.
And a fucking walking bear with a hat and a tie.
It's Dark Knight Batman meets John Krickafool's Yogi. It's all fucked up.
No, mine was just gonna be standard Yogi. It's standard Yogi, and none of Frank Miller's brutality is working on it.
Robin's just sitting there. I don't know if I should help. Boo Boo's just sitting there. We just sit this one out. We just wait for him.
And if Robin go, oh shit, did you just talk?
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Boo Boo being with Yogi. Just as soon as Yogi starts something, Batman's not gonna like this Yogi.
Yeah, they're there, but like when Batman and Robin bust in and Batman's trying to take Yogi, Robin and Boo Boo just step off to the side, and there's like, and Boo Boo's just like, I don't want to fight, and Robin's like, I can't punch a child.
So they're just sitting there with the picnic basket,
Yeah, they're just sitting there, sipping on their juice boxes, waiting for Dad to finish his fight with the other dad at the picnic.
Yep, I can see that.
I fail to see how this is a nightmare scenario.
Well, the nightmare scenario is like,
it's a nightmare for DC. Hey, we gonna sell this shit.
Yeah,
well, clearly that's not something they worry about too much with anything. So
the nightmare was more or less just thinking about, I now have to ruin a DC character, but y'all all decided to quickly, that one was not the most well thought out to force it to be a nightmare. I should have done a little more effort there.
You have to ruin a DC character. Danny goes, Aquaman, he's already ruined.
Yeah, and I went, oh yeah, that's a thing you can do. You can just pick the bad ones.
We'll do Aquaman and Jabberjaw. Fuck it. Oh look, it sold more than Aquaman currently sells.
That would not have shocked me.
Well, no, Aquaman Jabberjaw is one of the actual crossovers or matchups they did.
Oh, they did that shit?
See, I didn't know that. I didn't read any of the books.
Yeah, it was actually.
I didn't read any of it.
Yeah, you should have went with Black Adam.
The only one that I was tempted to read, the only one of those that I was the least bit tempted to read was the Batman Elmer Fudd. Because Elmer Fudd decides vigilantes are bad and comes to Gotham.
I'd have to assume that didn't work out well, but I didn't read it.
I don't know. I didn't read it.
Elmer Fudd, it never works out well. Some people kill a rabbit. They definitely ain't do shit with Batman.
I don't know. Batman's rough and all, but he's no Bugs Bunny.
I just want to see Batman cross-dressing. Not as an actual woman, but it's still in the Batman costume with a fucking wig on.
And lipstick. It's got to have lipstick too.
And it work. Oh, excuse me, ma'am.
And not even a change of voice. Just Batman goes, thank you. And walks past.
It's full Kevin Conroy. I can see him agreeing to do that shit.
But all right, we've immediately gone from nightmares to just joking around with this. And I appreciate that. But I guess it's about time we wrap it up. 3 ideas that I assume would be kind of nightmarish just because, like, it throws off what they're currently doing, but also in realizing that none of us are particularly happy with what they're currently doing, this was more fun than I expected for all of you and not me. So let's go ahead and
ruin comics.
Can't ruin what's already broke.
You basically came up with a thing and said, hey, you want to pour accelerant on this dumpster fire? Shit, yeah!
Hey, we all survived 2020. I think we've all earned the right to do that.
We survived 2020. We can survive Batman and Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go ahead and wrap this. I've been the Token Millennial, Tarky.
I'm the blurred Don LaVille, the Todd father.
CDO113, the droid you're looking for.
I am the experience that some call Jason. Go to our website, go to the shop, buy something.
Or like and share the video. It's free. But but the shop's better. Just putting that out there.
Handing us money directly for us to hand you a hat is nice. Please do it.
And we have more than hats. We have t-shirts.
Actually, the hat is the one thing we don't have.
What, hats?
We
Yes,
don't
we don't have hats. They've been your own damn site. God.
It's been there in a week or so. I mean,
We didn't have
Well, we have. I was told we had masks. I'm surprised we don't have
masks. They won't let you do hats.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
some
wow.
weird thing. It's some weird thing with the way Spring does it.
Oh, okay.
We do
Well,
not have hats. We have masks. We have t-shirts. We have posters. We have a freakish amount of handbags.
I think somebody in this group likes handbags. We won't name any names, but the experience is there.
Oh, it's an experience.
I mean, handbags are nice to put a brick in. Just surprise somebody.
Now we're going dark.
What'd you say, Zach?
And good night.